99 Nights in the Forest has recently broken into the Roblox charts, at times even surpassing Grove Garden. Right now, it's at the peak of its popularity. But what if I told you that 99 Nights is already slowly starting to die? Because history shows that even the biggest Roblox horror hits burn out fast. And if you look closely, 99 Nights in the Forest might be heading down the same road as one of the fastest growing and fastest dying survival games in Roblox, Dead Rails. But before we start, don't forget to subscribe, leave a like, and drop a comment. Let's talk about everything together. What is 99 Nights in the Forest, and why is it so popular? It's a horror survival game where we're trapped in a creepy forest for 99 nights. Every night we're hunted by a monster deer. The only safe place is the central campfire. But it dies out if we don't feed it with the necessary items we gather from the forest. Upgrading the fire not only keeps you safe longer, but also lets you explore deeper into the map. But that's not all. 4 children are scattered throughout the forest, and you can rescue them. If you manage to bring them back before all the nights are over, you unlock the best ending. Now let's be honest, nobody is going to sit through all 99 nights. You can easily skip days by building a bed or finding kids. This slightly reduces the insane grind and makes the game more approachable. And it's all so simple yet creepy that it becomes addictive. What's even cooler is that the game became a hit without Roblox Studios' support. It's indie, it's raw, and that's exactly its charm. So if the game has atmosphere, good mechanics, and huge hype, what's the problem? The problem is, we've seen this story before. A game rises, dominates the charts, builds a massive community, and then collapses once people realize there's nothing new to discover. That's what happened with my favorite, Dead Rails. Why is 99 Nights in the Forest popular right now? Let's go back a couple months and see why this game blew up. Simplicity. You survive the night, feed the fire, avoid monsters. Secrets. The kids, multiple endings, upgrades, mystery. All of it keeps interest high. Indie charm. Players love supporting small developers not tied to big studios. Games from big studios are usually overloaded with monetization. For example, Fish started as an indie project, but once sold to a big studio, it got flooded with microtransactions and lost its player base. Replayability. TikTok is full of videos showing bases that last hundreds of days, plus lots of creative content around the game. This keeps it fresh compared to standard simulators or RPGs. But all of this could also be said about Dead Rails at its peak. Remember Dead Rails? Back in February, Dead Rails was everywhere. You and your friends hopped on a train, threw everything into the furnace to keep the fire going, and fought off monsters at night across dangerous locations. At night, you had only 3 choices: keep the train running, stay in a safe zone camp, or die. There were checkpoints, loot, a final bridge challenge. The game perfectly mixed tense survival with chaotic co-op fun. YouTube and TikTok adored it. Players replayed it over and over because every run felt like a little apocalypse. Memes, jokes, hilarious bugs like flying ponies. It was everywhere. At its peak, Dead Rails had more than 500,000 concurrent players. And like 99 Nights, it was indie. The devs released updates, new classes, trains, maps, mechanics. They even promised not to sell out to a big studio, despite lucrative offers. But here's the problem. With such a huge player base, it's almost impossible to keep up the pace. Updates slowed down, players figured out the optimal strategies, explored all the content, and the hype collapsed. By June, Dead Rails had lost almost all of its players. Why could 99 Nights in the Forest share the same fate? It's simple. 99 Nights follows almost the exact same formula. There's a safe zone that requires fuel, train, chest, campfire. Points of interest barely change between runs. The gameplay loop is trial and error. Play, die, learn, repeat. It's fun at first. But once players discover all the endings and strategies, and YouTubers make guides, and TikTok shows every possible base, replayability will drop sharply. Then, another fresh game will take its place. We've seen it many times. Rainbow Friends blew up but quickly died when players learned all the monster patterns. Doors survives only thanks to constant updates with new floors, monsters, and lore. But even it loses players if updates take too long. The conclusion? Without constant content, Roblox horror games rarely stay on top for long. What could save 99 nights? The game has crafting and room for map expansion. That's a plus. But the monsters are too weak. The deer is easy to stun with a flashlight, and the owl is no real threat. Expensive classes and monetization could ruin the dev's reputation. The game badly needs hardcore mode. Faster fire decay, resource scarcity, truly deadly monsters. That would make it much more engaging. More lore and story would also help keep interest alive, like indoors. And most importantly, the developers must not burn out. And they need to keep releasing updates. That's what Dead Rails failed at. But that's the hardest part. Updates in these types of games are tough to make. So the question remains, will 99 Nights in the Forest be another viral hit that burns out in a few months? Or will it grow into a long-lasting Roblox project, like Blox Fruits, which so far is one of the rare examples? It all depends on the developers. If they keep updating and diversifying the content, the game will survive. If not, by the end of the year, people will just say, "Hey, remember that deer and campfire game?" Personally, I don't think it will last much longer. Dead Rails showed us how fast this formula burns out, and I doubt a small studio can keep interest alive without selling to a big company. For me, it only took 3 hours to beat the game completely, explore every detail, finish the castle, and craft everything available. But what do you think? Will 99 Nights in the Forest survive? Will it keep the hype going? Or is it already cracking? As always, this was Demic. Subscribe, like the video, and see you next time.